You guys know that one TikTok that's like, my pronouns are USA? That's how I feel right now with the Olympics going on. There is just nothing like this time of year when the Olympics roll around. I'm so invested. I'm watching sports that I never ever watch, like water polo. Obsessed with watching water polo now. Rugby, obsessed. I mean, I didn't realize how physical rugby truly was. They're literally playing football without pads on. Like, that's wild. Also, the women's rugby team, obsessed with. Obviously, I'm watching swimming. Gymnastics is my favorite. That is my favorite. And obviously loving watching that. Felt so bad for Jade Carey on her floor routine. Anyways, we could just do a video on the Olympics. I love it. It's my favorite time every 2 years that the summer and then the winter Olympics like roll around. Summer Olympics is my favorite, but I love winter for the figure skating. Anyways, that's not what we're here for today, even though I hope if you are also in a fellow Olympic mood that you are also enjoying watching them. But anyways, we're here today with my August TBR. Quite frankly, I have done horribly on my July TBR, but I have just had a really, really bad reading month. I've like barely read it all. August, to be completely honest, even building this TBR was tricky because quite frankly, I'm just like not super jazzed about like any books right now, but I'm trying to get out of this slump and hopefully, you know, some of these books will help pull me out. So first up, I have the new releases coming in August that I'm excited for. So first up is Green Light by Jessie Hall. So this one, I feel like she's been teasing for forever. So it's been a long time coming. In this one, I think it's step siblings, right? And it's like hate to love, enemies with benefits, maybe. And I think they're roommates, maybe. Or are they even step siblings? I don't know. This cover is amazing. And knowing that Jessie Hall designs these herself is insane. It looks so good. It sounds good. Every single like aesthetic reel that she shares, I just get more and more excited for it. That Sick Love was a top 10 read of my year last year. So I'm just really excited to get another book from her. And I think this is going to be a good one. Like I said, I love her writing. I think this is going to be a great story and I'm really excited for it. Next up, I can't express the excitement that seeing the trailer for this one and seeing who it was about brought me, and that is Madness by Chantal Tessier. So this one is like technically the 6th book in the Lord series, right? They're all like interconnected standalones. I don't think you have to read any of the others in order to read this one, but this one follows Hayden, which I was obsessed with him in Carnage as a side character. So right? Yes. Why was I just like second guessing the title of that book? Carnage is the 5th one, and that one, Saint, is our hero in that one. And Hayden is one of his like best friends. There's like 3 guys that run Carnage, which is like the prison for this secret society that it's like if you betray the Brotherhood or whatever, you get sent there for your crimes, and it's like a place that no one comes back out of, and it's just like really dark, messed up, you know, all the good things. And Hayden was one of the side characters in that as his friend. And first of all, every single time that Hayden was involved with our couple, I was like kicking my feet. I was so excited for him. And then the ending of this book, I was like, no. And then I was like, yay. Anyways, I can't say anything without giving it away, but he is the hero for this one. I don't even know what this book is about, quite frankly, and I don't care. I'm just so excited that we're getting his story. I truly think that this could be the one to help pull me out of a slump because I'm really, really excited for Hayden. I have such a good time with Chantal Tessier books. If you've heard me talk about them at any point in time on my channel, like truly, they're so fun. I just know when I go into it, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be insanely hot. It's going to be messed up, and it's just like, it's just great. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And yeah, I still need to read The Sacrifice, but hey, I've been reading them out of order. I don't care. Like, I don't need to get caught up. I'm just gonna jump right into this one when it releases. Next up, even though I put both of these two on my July TBR, they technically, I think, are coming out like literally at the very, very end of July, so I obviously haven't read them yet, and that is Our Little Secret by QB Tyler, QB's newest release. So this one is a part of The Worst Kept Secret and The Season of Secrets, kind of like that universe, but you don't have to read the other two in order to read this one. You'll just like see side characters, or like the couples from those books, I'm sure, as side characters in this one, and this one has cheating in it, which I know is not for everyone, but I personally love it in books. Obviously, real life, watch yourself, no, but in a book, oh, just like the tension and the angst and like the sneaking around and everything that it creates, it's just so dramatic in books. And our hero in this one, I think he's married, and he starts hooking up with his someone in the workplace. Is it his, I don't know if it's his assistant. I don't think it's boss employee, but I think it's like workplace romance. Oh, I'm so excited for it. And y'all know I love everything that QB writes, so I'm sure this is going to be no different. I'm very excited for it. As well as Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. This is another one that I put on my July TBR, but I'm pretty sure it comes out like, again, maybe like tomorrow, like the 30th. So this one is Penn's newest release, and it's all of the brothers from Tri-Six Venom, if you've read that one by Penelope Douglas. This is a bully sapphic romance, and one of our heroines in this one, I think it's Liv, that she has 5 brothers in it, and you see them as side characters a little bit. Hi, Dory. And they all are in this next book with our heroine, although it's not why choose. I think she explores a relationship, at least with a couple of the brothers, but then she chooses one to actually like settle down with. Again, I don't even really remember the full synopsis of this, but once again, if Penelope Douglas writes it, I'm gonna read it. One of my favorite authors of all time. So I've read everything that they've written, loved everything that they've written, and yeah, I don't think that this is going to be any different. And then I think the last new release that I have on this list, there's been a lot, is The Heartbreaker by Sarah Kate. So it's the 3rd book in the Good Brothers series. I still haven't read The Homewrecker, which is book 2, but again, they're like interconnected standalones, like you don't have to read one in order to read the next. And here's the thing with this one, that when Miss Sarah, when she dropped the tropes for this one, I was gagged, because you know what I saw immediately? Student teacher. And y'all know student teacher is my trope. That is my like favorite forbidden romance trope of all time. I feel like I've read like all the known student teacher books. However, then I got a little bit farther in the trope list, and it also has surprise pregnancy. Or like pregnancy, but it's not even his baby. Oh, and I was like, no, because I don't like kids. I don't mind, I guess, like surprise pregnancy, but I guess I've never read one where it's not his baby. So who knows? Maybe I'm gonna end up really liking that trope. I still want to read it anyways, because I love Sarah Kate's books so much. Like I've read the majority of her backlist. Mercy, y'all know, is God tier book for me. And I love Student Teacher. And I love Burn for Me. That's her other student teacher book that she has. So I don't know. I have high hopes for this one, even though it does have like the baby trope in there that is not normally my go-to. But I'm just so excited to see an author releasing a student teacher book, because like, why is no one writing them anymore? Like, come on, that's my favorite forbidden trope. Someone write more student teacher, please. Okay, past all of the new releases, y'all are gonna be excited about this one. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. So I feel like this, Torment by Dylan Page, and For the Fans by Nyla Kay are like the 3 books that you guys constantly are asking me or telling me that I need to read, wondering if I'm going to read them, whatever. And here's the thing with this one, that I've put it off for a long time. Like I have friends where this is like their all-time favorite series, favorite book, love these books so much. So like I do think that I am going to like them. I've just been put off, 1, because they're in high school, and 2, because they're so insanely long. Like those books are so thick, so I've kind of always put them off. However, just in my last Chat, Chill, and Get Ready With Me video, someone again had asked, like, are you going to read Boys of Tom? And so I was talking about it and now I just feel like it's kind of been like at the back of my mind, and because I have been in such a horrible slump, I'm like, maybe this is what I need. Maybe I need something completely different, something that I don't normally read anymore. It's much more, like, I know it's technically like marketed as like new adult, right? But it's kind of like young adult with them being, I don't know. Maybe I just need something completely different. So I think in this one, our hero, he plays rugby, right? They're like both at the same school, and I think our heroine, maybe she like has a rough home life, and does she maybe like start at a new school, and then like the hero and heroine like see each other and start talking. I don't really even quite know, but we will see. I do have the ebook for this one. Like I bought this ebook a long time ago, so maybe it's just about time that I go ahead and read it. So I'm adding it to the TBR. Once again, y'all know, don't hold me to it, reading it on any timeline. But I think mostly I really want to get to the 6 books. What are those, like Redeeming 6 or something? Because I've been told that I'm going to love the hero story in that one. Then I'm really going to vibe with that. So adding it to the list. And another one that I have on here is Antidote. Why can't I speak? Why can't I say the antidote? Antidote? Am I stupid? Possibly. This book by Shay Ruby. Anyways, I think, did I see someone share a reel about this on Instagram? I feel like I saw it from someone on Instagram, and I have other Shay Ruby books on my radar, but this one is MM and I think Second Chance, and then also I think like very like dark, like mentally and stuff, which again I love. And I don't know, you know, I'm just looking for something to pull me out of my slump. I don't know if this is the one for that, but it did look really good. I recently added it to my TBR on Goodreads, so I wanted to just go ahead and throw it on my August TBR here. Next up, one that I've had, I think on a previous TBR, but it's been a while, is Hollow by Karina Halley. So I have not read anything else by Karina Halley since My Life in Shambles, which I loved. And was it on my top 10 or was it an honorable mention last year? I loved that book so much, and there's so many books on Karina Halley's backlist. Ow! I have a really bad bruise on my thigh, and I just like kind of, ouch. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, the Karina Halley. Anyways, I have so many books on my backlist from her, or so many books on her backlist that I really want to read, but this one is another student teacher, and I think it's MFM, but it's like paranormal or fantasy, which again, I don't pick up a ton of. I really don't like paranormal romances. I do like fantasy romance, but I just don't really pick them up very frequently anymore. But here's the thing, once again, we're trying to bust out of this slump. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need something completely different to kind of like switch my gears and like get me on to something else. So I'm putting this on here. I think this sounds really good. And at least I think I have a shot with liking it, one with the tropes and then two with the writer behind them that will kind of make up for it being like paranormal and that not normally being like my thing, you know? Next up, I have Unhinged Titan by Evie Olsen. So this one I didn't realize was a new release. It came out in July. I thought that it was coming out in July of 2025. I think that's what it was marked on as Goodreads. And then I saw it like in my Kindle, you know, in the Kindle store and like suggested books. And I was like, why is this already in here? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it released. It's the third book in this novella series. And I was really excited about this one because it's Coach Athlete. It's MM Coach Athlete, hockey romance, age gap. And I'm just really excited about that. I really enjoyed Brutal Titan. That was the second book in that series. That's the only one that I've read in it. I haven't read the first one. I need some novellas. I need something to be short, quick, to the point, grab my attention, keep it, make me feel accomplished when I can finish something in just like a day or two, because right now like my reading is just slow going. So I'm putting this one on the list. I actually have it downloaded and I did open it. I just haven't actually like finished or like started it really, but I do think that I am going to enjoy it because I liked the first one and I love the Coach Athlete trope. So looking forward to that. Next up, I have Prisoned by Marnie Mann. I love Marnie Mann. I went on a binge of hers last year. I think I read like 7 or 8 books of hers over the span of a couple months. Even If It Hurts was my number 2 book of the year, or no, number 3 book of the year. I don't know, top 3 book. Love that book so much, and honestly I want to do a reread on that just because I want to feel the emotional pain again of it, quite frankly. But this one is a dark romance from her, which I haven't read any dark romances from her. So this one is a captive one. I don't think it's actually a romance with her captor though. I think our heroine in this one like wakes up and she's in like a cage. She was like taken, and then the other guy in the cage with her is her like childhood crush or something. I'm really looking forward to it. I just read The Bachelor by her this month, and that's why I was like, I need to go back and look at the rest of her backlist because I have not read a single book from her that I have not enjoyed. So I want to give this one a go. Again, it's like darker, switch it up a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this before, so I'm just like intrigued to kind of go into it, I guess, like a little blind. Next, I have Yours Truly by Haley Tyler, which I had forgotten about this book until I did my TBR retrospective, and then I was like, I don't remember what this is. And then when I re-looked it up, then I was like, this is a student teacher book that I haven't read yet, which again, I'm always sitting here complaining about not having student teacher books, and then I had one on my TBR that I didn't even know of. And it's a part of the Grovetown College series that a bunch of different authors, so Head in the Game by Rebecca Wright, this one is a Coach Athlete one, that they all write like in this university setting. It was just kind of like, you don't have to read any of the others. It's just kind of like they're all writing about the same university. And I loved this book, gonna be a top 10 of the year. That one, that's how I found out about Yours Truly. And I've never read anything by Haley Tyler, but I'm really excited to have a new author to read something from, and especially the fact that it's student teacher. Sold. Next up, oh, I actually have this one. Let's grab it off the shelf here. The Rebel by Sophie Lark. I am really trying to get through some series that I have started and not finished, and The Kingmakers is one of those. Started The Rebel, and then I just fell out of the mood with Mafia, so then I didn't keep going with it, but I do really want to keep going with this series. It's a second generation series of some of Sophie Lark's other like universes, so mostly like The Brutal Birthright, and then I think some of her, I don't know what like the Ivan Snow, I don't know what that world, is it like an underworld series or something? I do think you're supposed to kind of like have read all of those ones in order to get the full payoff of the second generation series. But as always, you do whatever you want. If you want to start reading it, then you start reading it. Do I have 2 bookmarks in here? I have an off-balance bookmark, and then I have my little Oh Hey It's McKay one from Avery. So I don't know why I have 2 of them in there. We'll just throw them both back in. Anyways, though, want to keep going with this. It's like Hogwarts, but for mafia children. They all get sent off to this university when they come of age, when they're like legal adults, and send them off so that way they can like learn the family business, you know, before they all go back to run their different mafia territories. The Dixon Rule by L. Kennedy. I'm putting this one back on. This is a newer release. And again, I've just had it downloaded on my Kindle, and I'm really excited to read it. I loved The Graham Effect. I love the Off-Campus series and Briar U series, so I want to give this one a go. I think this is it Roommates? I don't even quite know, but I think Shane is a hockey player. I don't really quite know how they like come to be, but I think it's just like maybe the lighter vibes, you know, with summer. Maybe that's what I'm needing. I don't know. Like I said, this slump is just truly like the actual worst because I don't know what I actually want to read. So that I'm just kind of like trying to throw anything at the wall and seeing what sticks. Keeping that on there. And as always now, if you have not been to my TBR in a while, so now what I'm doing is I'm saving the last spot on my TBR for my little TBR jar. These are all of my physical books on my shelves that I have not read. It's honestly not that bad. It's not that bad. And I'm adding one of those to my TBR every single month in order to try to make my way through my physical TBR. Did I read Crow yet? No, but I still have it sitting out. I still want to read that, but I'm not going to use that one for this month. I'm going to pull a new one. Okay, we will see what this one is. Devil's Lair. Oh, I think that's, oh, it's right here. Anna Zaries. Okay. So I think this one is she a nanny? Live-in tutor. Okay, she's a live-in tutor for a 4-year-old must be willing to relocate to remote mountain estate. I don't really know anything about this one. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, but Anna Zaries is one that I have gotten other books from you guys wanting me to read. So also love this cover, love a hot man. It's actually kind of giving me like Rena Kent vibes with the cover, right? Anyways, okay, that is my physical book for the month that I want to read and that I will read. I'm going to be better about that this month. I mean, granted, I only have done this 1 month so far with Crow, and I still want to read Crow. But July was just kind of like a crapshoot with reading, quite frankly, that it's not even like Crow's fault or even my fault. It was just, you know, it was just a month. Anyways, all right, that is it for my TBR today. We are really hoping to bust this slump in August, quite frankly. I've just been in a slump across the board. I've been in a writing slump, been in a reading slump. We just kind of need to get out of this weird funk that we've been in July. So we will see if one of these books can help do it. But anyways, that is it for today's video. On Friday, I'm going to have my wrap up posted, which honestly should be like my shortest wrap up ever because I think so far I've read 5 books. And I think I might finish one actually tonight. So I think maybe I'll round out the month with 6 books, but not looking too hot. So it should be a quick wrap up, but at least I've liked everything that I've read. So that's a plus, I guess. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.